Nah, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you watch this video. Okay, we are from Group 2, Class 2 from CCIT-FTUI. In this occasion, we will present our project, our second project. The title of the project is GCPP system, or General Cancer Probability Prediction System. Okay, for the first, I will introduce our member team. There is Riki Awal Syahputra as a leader, Rafie Ananda Suhermawan as developer, and myself, Alfisyahrin Gusman, as developer. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in this presentation, we have 4 chapters. Okay, for the first, there is a definition, and then the second flowchart, third, the code and the result, and the last chapter, configuration. Next slide, please. Okay, we have a good quote from Gertrude B. Elion. He said, "I had no specific bent toward science until my grandfather died of stomach cancer. I decided that nobody should suffer that much." Okay, thank you, Gertrude. Okay, for the first, for the chapter 1, will be explained by Brother Rafie. Brother Rafie, please.
Okay, here I will explain about the definition. What is GCPP system, how it works, and for what? Next. What is cancer? A disease in which some of the body cell grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. Cancer can start almost anywhere in the human body, which is made up of trillions of cells, account for 7.4 million deaths worldwide. Next. What is GCPP system? The system to predict the probability of covering potential cancer risks in general, not specific and not for diagnosis. Reference data is converted through cancer.net, holo.com, and ATCR, Agency for Toxic Disease Registry. Next. Parameter. There are several parameters that we use, including is age, genetic, environments, lifestyle, job, disease, infection, and the last one, vaccination. Next. Example of GCPP result. This is an example of the result of the step that has been passed. On one of which is age, 19 years old, and male and gender, male, and domicile South Jakarta, and cancer risk score 37.59%. Next. And the next slide will be explained by Brother Alfie.
Okay. Second chapter is about flowchart. In this chapter, I will explain the GCCP flowchart. Okay, next slide, please. There is 5 phases of the GCPP system flow. For the first phase is welcoming and information, And then the second page is for customer registration. After the customer registers themselves, the page 3 will be after the customers register themselves, and then we go to page 3. There is a screening. After the customer answer all the question on page 3, the result will coming up, or we can call the page 4, and the last page is page 5 is to save the data to the .csv database. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, there is a GCPP flowchart in general. Okay. Okay, for the first, the system will be start with display the welcome screen, and then the system will process string as name, as sex, as domicile, numeric, and age. And then the system will display the registration form. Okay, look like this, the registration form. In this form, the user must input their data like their full name, their sex, their age, and their domicile. After the user input their data, the system will scan the sex and their age for decision. If their choose or their sex is M or male, the system will calculate the value with this formula. That is 0.5 divided by 50 times their age. And if their sex is female, or they choose F, the system will calculate the value with this formula. 0.5 divided by 40 times their age, and then their data, their risk value by age and sex will be saved to process the final result later. Okay, we back to the main flow. Okay, after the system scan user sex and age, the system will display general information summary like this. Okay, so the user can know if their data is correct one. After that, the user must press enter to continue, and then the system will display screening form. In this screening form, there is several questions that must be answered by yes or no answer. After the user answer all the questions, the system will process the answer value. If their answer yes or no, the system will input the answer value. If they choose another character beside the Y or N, the system will input the value with the 0 number. And then the answer value will be processed to calculate the final result. To calculate this final result, the system use this formula, sum times 10, and then the result will be converted to a percentage result. After the result coming up, the system will display vector-based drift and the final result. And then the final result will be saved to value history array, and then will be saved to hp.csv database, and the program end. Okay. Chapter 3 will be explained by Brother Riki. Please, Brother Riki.
Okay, thank you, Brother Alfie. And here I would like to present the chapter 3, which is the code and result. Um, and here we also have the whole process function, which is in the program is going to present a several function, which is from the function start. It included function welcome, which is going to present the welcome screen, which is going to give the several information, and also the registration here. It's going to give the information and get the input of the registration, and also this the screen. It means screening, and it's going to take the screening process, which is the questionnaire 123 question, for screen the patient, and also after screen we also have the rest. Is it means result, which is going to present result, but we can but if you asking about the process, where's the process is having it inside the screening process and also the result process. And after the result, we also have the function of DBS, which is database, is going to input the data that have been calculated, and also from the raw data inside this .csv file, which is going to be renamed by the hp.csv file. And also in the function of start, it also have the iteration process, which is going to ask you when the process is ending. It's going to ask you, you would like to continue or not the process for the system. Okay. And next, we also having like the specific program, snippet program. Here we have input library here from re-import x and until import time is the library that we import into our file, into our program. It's going to help us to maximize our work to more faster and efficient. And here also in the middle, we also have the class function to store data, which is we also using OOP concept, object-oriented programming, which is going to help us to maximize our work, maximize our programming flow. And here, if you see, there is dev underscore nm until dev underscore pc. It is the function to append the data. So it's going to make easier us to programmer or developer to input the data inside the array list in the Python. And also in the right corner, we also have the question and variable input, which is this is the main question. If you can see, this is the example here. There is several question is going to be present to the person, and also the system is going to get the input from the person. Which one, for example, is the number 2 is do you smoke, and it's going to take the input from the string, which is y or n, or maybe else like that. And this is until the end of the question here. And every question is having its own specific variable, which is ls1 until job 4, and every variable is going to calculate differently. Okay. And here we also have the simple decision to add value. This is the if else program. This is going to process the input from the person, which is going to take the input. And if you can see the example here, if variable dsc got input y lowercase or dsc y uppercase, is going to input the value to underscore val array list with 0.544 value, and also going to input to this value .dsc array list dsc 0.544. What's the difference about it? The difference is underscore val is for input your value singly, single as the data store, but underscore dsc is to store your value into the array list that's going to be what can say sum all of the data, sum all of the data inside the array, like. And if the else input is except then y or y uppercase and y zero case is going to give the input to the array list of underscore file and underscore DST of 0. There's no value that's input in here, and it's the same as the process below. And also we have the in the middle is snippet of program to showing the result of calculation, which is going to calculate your it's going to give you a result and also calculate the input from you, or we can say from the patient. Here we can see there's a snippet of program to give the result of full name, sex, age, domicile, and also until the FBR or factor based risk score from age, genetic, lifestyle, job, and environment. So it's also going to calculate and also store the data directly to the patient. And here in the right corner, we also have store data to the .csv database. It is the snippet of program that's going to store your data from the input of the user, the raw data, and also the result. Even the result is going to be stored to the CSV file database, which named by HP, or we can say historical value CSV database. Okay, and here the function of DBS you can see here. Okay, and next we also have the result of the system. There's 1 until 6 here, and you can see here there is number 1 is the first screenshot from the system. Our system is which is this is the screen of welcoming, which is going to give you information, give you welcoming, and many more for the GCPP system. And also the second is the registration form is going to make you input your data of registration from next until the domicile. And also number 3 is the third is going to give you the general information that you have been submitted to the system. And here also number 4, we have like the screening form after process. Screening form is going to input your data from your lifestyle and many more things from number 1 until number 23 or 21, if I'm not wrong. Here, which example is number 1, the question number 1 is have any family members or generations before you collected cancer, and it's going to gather your information, gather your response with string y or n or else, like that. And here, number 5, and the 5th process, and also the 6th process, we can see the analyzing the pattern process, which is going to give you the process animation of accessing your profile, calculating your FPR score or factor based risk, calculating your CRS score or cancer risk score, or the total of the cancer risk probability of prediction from you or from the patient, and also the animation of saving your data to database, and also the last is the accessing your data animation process. And next here we have the GCPP result, which you have been waiting for long for the process. Here the GCPP result is going to give the result of your result from the profile, which is from the full name, sex, age, and also the domicile, which here the example is Riki with sex male and age 18, and also from domicile Jakarta. And here we also have a factor-based risk, which is going to give the result of probability from the specific information, which is age, genetic, lifestyle, job, environment, vaccination, disease until infection. So here from the result we have age that's contribute to the cancer risk score with 1.9% until, and then also we have infection with 18% of value to the cancer score. And here below we have the whole edition, whole summary, whole amount of the data. So this is the result of all of the process. Cancer score is 53.9% for this person. Yeah. And here and below, we also have the example for the database from the HSV.csv database, which gather the value from the patient from a lot of patient. So what is HSV abbreviated by? So HSV is abbreviated by historical value. So the value from the patient is going to gather and include into this HSV.csv database value, historical value. You can see this is the example. There's Riki, Rafie, Alfie until Rio. Here the result from sex, age, domicile, raw data until data that have been calculated until we can say the total of the calculation. We can say, yeah. Okay. Okay. In the next chapter, in this chapter 4, we have configuration of our system. So we recommend something recommendation. Okay. And here there's system requirement recommendation, which is we recommend you to using the hardware Intel i7 Gen 11, RAM 16 GB, HDD 100 GB or 1 TB with video graphic NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. And we also recommend you to using VGA resolution 7680 times 4320. And we also recommend you to using operating system Windows 11 with the software requirement. Yeah, maybe it's built in, but we also recommend for the requirement recommendation, which is using command prompt, Microsoft Word 2021 and also Microsoft Excel 2021. But if you want to run the program from the Python, you also need the Python shown into your system. Okay. Okay. I think that's all from us. Thank you for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.